had to
Rick,
do
let's not dwell on my past victories at all. Let's spin it. Let's spin it forward. This idea of the U.S. being the first out of the box to get healthy. What's your thought on that?
My thought on that? Well, I don't know that it's a question of healthy or not. I think at this point it's more a question of solvency, and I continue to... but it's true. I think that the economy is healthy. The problem is the toll keepers for much of the capital movement are not, and I think that's why it's so difficult to handicap recession, GDP, and spending, because 85% of everybody we talk to in the business media is underwater. So to answer your question, I think absolutely we'll get healthy, but I think we're going to do it with a few less investment banks.
Well, you know, Rick, I just wish we knew, and I brought it up earlier with Bob Dole. I wish we knew whether to go back into the Chindia infrastructure materials trade or to go into the early cyclical trade here, betting on an emergent U.S. I mean, one of these days that other trade is going to be on. I think you'd probably say commodities reassert themselves and the Chindia trade goes back on, right?
Yeah, well, I think that we're in a new world of commodities, and they stretched out too far to the upside. Now they're going to stretch out a little too much in the correction. In the big picture, you need to find where this is going to settle down, and I think that's going to be critical for the dollar. It's going to be critical for which sectors you invest in on the equity side. But listen, I'm still a big advocate that the global pie is going to be a positive for all economies.
Yeah, it's interesting that when I look at the forward curve on the Fed funds, I see that the market is banking on rate hikes in the U.S. about the time that it's beginning to believe the ECB begins to cut rates.
How can you draw all those conclusions from deferred months that are being traded by people that, like Wolfman, who really aren't selling the deferred contracts because they're looking for a tightening? Once again, it's because the trade rewards them as these meetings come closer and the Fed does nothing. Am I getting that right, Wolfman?
Yeah, that's about right, yeah.
Rick, it's well known the Wolfman is under your employ right there, and that my attempts to get the Wolfman to work for me...
Wait, let's hold on a minute. Hey, guys, how many people in this pit think the Fed's going to tighten before the beginning of February? Raise your hands.
Nobody.
Okay, this is the Fed funds bit. How many people think they're going to do nothing till February? All right, Steve, come on down.
No, Rick, I said March. I said March
okay,
is the
hold
time.
On, March. Who thinks they're going to do anything before March?
They have to lower. When are they going to ease?
See, I'm sorry, Steve.
Well, Rick, why aren't they hitting the bid,
those contracts. It looks as
why
though...
aren't they hitting the bid? That's what I don't understand. And it's an incredibly inefficient market.
Because reality and making money is different than what you write in a textbook.
All right. Yeah, it's my fault.
I will show you the curve, and it very plainly shows that's when it's baked in.
Right.
And what Rick will do is Rick is going to change his story next time when it starts to...
Actually. I told you to buy the dollar. I've been slightly wrong on commodities. Listen, I'll talk about every trade, Steve. Let's get the journal out, buddy.
There's a Yiddish... You look...